Hey, what's up guys, Eva94 back with another action figure review. Today we're looking at the Hasbro Star Wars The Black Series. This is the Star Wars Rebels GARAZEB ORRELIOS, or ZEB for short. So this is the first figure that I have gotten that is part of this new box design for Black Series, which is interesting and I like it. Personally, do like it. I like the change. It looks really good. As you see, it's very unique and different. Angled at the side here. Some collectors may not like that, but it's meant to make a little side mural or image of all the figures, and when it's put in the case, it fits pretty well. But here's the other side, and then here's the back side. So we get our normal read up as always, and we got the image right there. And the read up reads: "Meet the muscle of the Ghost team. GARAZEB ZEB ORRELIOS was a cunning Lasat honor guard who adopted the cause of rebellion against the Empire." So if you guys are interested in grabbing a ZEB ORRELIOS, you can do so by pre-ordering at bigbadtoystore.com. Link is in the description below. So here we have ZEB out of the box, and ZEB is part of a re-release of Rebels figures. So we are getting re-releases or repaints of the same figure for Ezra Bridger, Chopper, Kanan, Hera, Sabine, and Ahsoka Tano from the Rebels release that came out a couple years ago. So all those are exactly the same figure, just repainted, slightly different I guess, but it's a second shot of getting the Rebels team along with the newly released last remaining member of the team, ZEB ORRELIOS, right here. And I'm actually really happy that they brought out all these Rebels figures, and now they just recently announced Clone Wars figures, and it's just you know, awesomeness all over the place right now, because I had just recently watched the Rebel series from start to finish and the Clone Wars series from start to finish, so I can catch up and watch that final season of Clone Wars, and it was amazing. And I'm on this Rebels and Clone Wars high right now that I want all the toys and figures from that series, and it's happening. So very exciting for that to be happening. These are 6-inch scale Black Series ZEB ORRELIOS, and he doesn't come with much actually. He has a deluxe single release figure, so he's $30 retail alone with only one piece of accessory, and here it is. And it doesn't look too bad. We have some nice detail and paint on this staff here. So there is a little effect going on the both ends, but as you see, it's very nicely painted here. I did just see Rebels, but I already forgot that his gun slash staff is a gun slash staff, and it collapses and expands. So you can expand it or you can collapse it down like this, and then we can remove this from this end, flip this like that, and now you have a blaster rifle, because this extends too right here. That's all he does come with, no other hands or heads or accessory pieces for ZEB. We are going to take a closer look at the face sculpt, and I think they captured his look very good, and it's of course based off a animated show, and it still captured it very well. As you see, it's nice vibrant colors all over the figure. It's very animated-ish, cartoony-ish, how it's supposed to be. So they went with a more cartoony look. I know they've been doing more realistic looks. An example is the Captain Rex figure. When you unmask him, he's got a head that is resembling the human head from the actor from the Attack of the Clones that plays Jango Fett, Temuera Morrison. And then of course they released Ahsoka Tano from Rebels, and she looks more of a realistic look. They can have it next to the live action figures, the live action looks of figures. As you see, we've never gotten a 6-inch scale Clone Wars animated looking Anakin or Obi-Wan Kenobi. The Clone Wars Kenobi that we got is based off of Ewan McGregor and not the cartoony look. So I'm getting sidetracked here, but my point is that they haven't really been focusing on the animated looks until now. As we saw just revealed, we got the Ahsoka Tano from Clone Wars, and it does have the animated look for the face. Going down to the rest of the body of ZEB, bright, vibrant colors. Now, as you see with my bright light shining onto it, you can really see the difference here. It doesn't really match up with the groin area yellow with the thighs or the torso. As you can see, it's a different color plastic. Doesn't really match up, but my lights are very bright. It probably won't be too noticeable in a regular lit room. And then some funny looking articulation for the ankle, which we'll take a look at. And then the arms are actually really nice. I like the pattern that they painted for the arms, as it's supposed to, and it's all on the head as well. Overall, he looks cool, and I do like his face expression, although I do wish he did come with the alternate head, because Zeb is probably one of my favorite characters from the show, and he has a lot of face expressions for sure. And then the back side, we get some peg holes, so you can peg in his accessory piece here. Peg in either the top or the bottom peg, and you can have him holster his staff like this or like that. Now you can have him peg it on both pegs if you wish. So that's nice. And he is able to hold the weapon in the hand very nicely too, so that's good. You can probably do both hands if I go as far as trying. And there goes this piece. Seems like it just comes on and off though right here. So after a bit of time and patience, you can get him to hold his rifle like this. It's a bit hard to get him to grip it, that's for sure. It's not your traditional gun, so his hands aren't so welcoming in grabbing this weapon, as they should be though, because it's a figure meant to hold the weapon. So I don't know, maybe they should have done a little better job of making it a better fit to hold the gun, but it takes some playing around with to get him to hold it properly, or to make it look at least decent. And as you see, the top piece popped out and I didn't put it back on, but that goes here. But nonetheless, it looks good once you get it on his hands. And there you can see the single jointed elbows making some magic there, making them look like double jointed elbows, or working just as good as double jointed elbows. So I'm happy with it. So with Zeb's articulation, the head's on a ball jointed peg, so you get the movement of going left and right. You can kind of shift it down and shift it up. He can look up about this much, and he can look down about that much, which isn't too much, of course, because that goatee gets in the way. And then let me see if I can pop the head off, possibly. I'm not sure if I can, but as you see, it's a peg, it's not a hinge. So the head isn't too bad. It's got some limitations and some hindering because of the sculpt overall. And then the arms, let's get a little closer for the arms here. As you see, there is no bicep swivel, so that's kind of a bummer. The arms are going to go up about this far, and I do like the paint job here for the arm, on the inside of the arm. Goes down, goes in and out about this far here, so it's got some good range going out. No bicep swivel, as I mentioned, but we do get the swivel at the elbow. Right here we get only single jointed elbows, but they are pretty deep, as you see. So when you bend it, it's more than a 90-degree bend. It's not too bad. It's almost like a double jointed elbow. It's probably just as much as what a double jointed elbow would have given you with this figure. So I'm okay with that. The wrist has a side hinge, so a hinge on the side, and then we get a rotation or swivel at the wrist right there. For the torso, we can see here there is a diaphragm joint at the abdominal area. Some pretty good movement here. Tilts, goes back and forward. No waist swivel. The swivel will be right here, so I guess technically that's the waist swivel / diaphragm swivel. As for the legs here, they're T-jointed legs that will kick forward about this far. And back, in and out, we can go this far right here. We have thigh swivels, double jointed knees, down to the ankles here, because he is a Lasat and that's how their feet are. They have to articulate this very differently. So we get like an inverted knee joint or shin joint, so it bends forward like this, as you see that movement here. Then we get the ankle, so the ankle will hinge as well, forward and back. Get the swivel on the top of this shin here, and at the ankle we get the rocker as well. So it works out. It articulates nicely. He stands up just fine. So came out good. They did a good job with that. And overall, that is all of the articulation for Zeb. Here's a look at our Zeb next to Ezra Bridger, and this is the re-release of Ezra Bridger, which is exactly the same figure as the original, of course. You see Zeb is standing very tall, as he should, next to Ezra. Now you can finally have these two together on your shelf, as they should be. If you guys watch the show, you you know how these two are on the show. So they were definitely meant to be together. We're going to go ahead and throw in Sabine. And this is the Sabine from the original release, not the new one. Just to get that across there. Some people might think this might be the new one. It's not. And there she is next to ZEB. And looks good in terms of scale in my opinion. And here he is next to the Star Wars Rebels Ahsoka Tano. This one came out a couple years ago, and this is the original release, not the repack version, once again. Next up, we have the Black Series Captain Rex. So far, ZEB has been, in terms of height, winning on top of all these figures here. So last, I'll throw in a big figure, and it's the Wampa, which is out of frame. So ZEB is nowhere near as big as a Wampa, at least. So that's going to do it for my review of the Star Wars The Black Series Deluxe release of ZEB ORRELIOS. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did, go ahead and leave a like and a comment, and subscribe if you haven't done so already. Stay tuned for the Ezra review. I will do a review on him, and then I'll show some of the other members and put them kind of all together. I think I'm only missing Chopper now at this point. So I can get most of the crew together in one shot. But stay tuned for my Ezra Bridger review for that. Alright guys, have a great day. Bye.